Thank you, everyone. I'm a firm believer that one should begin as you, and so I begin with gratitude. Thank you first to my installing team, Most Worshipful Arthur Weiss, and the Worshipful Brothers Makare, for making our first virtual installation of officers a memorable event for our officers, our lodge members, our guests, and most of all myself. Some of you may recall that not too long ago, Worshipful Macario and Worshipful Daniel were part of the degree team that raised me in our lodge room and set me on my path toward the Oriental Chair. Thank you also to the Honorable Suzanne Hadley, Mayor of Manhattan Beach, for attending today. I look forward to working with you over the coming year as Beach City's Lodge continues to be a good corporate citizen of Manhattan Beach and gives back to our community. A special thank you to Worshipful Mike Chematek and Brother James Collins for all their hard work in creating and managing the technical aspects of this first virtual installation. Finally, a heartfelt thank you to all my fellow lodge members for placing your trust in me and my fellow elected officers to lead our organization in 2021. I pledge to put whatever expertise, experience, and gifts wherewith bless me to the benefit of our lodge this year. Whenever I meet a prospect or newly initiated Masons, I recall the words of Worshipful Mike Herron, who was master of Beach Cities in 2015, the year I was initiated, passed, and raised. He told me that Masonry was like any other worthwhile pursuit, that I would get out of it what I put in. He appointed me to his strategic planning committee, which sparked in me the desire to plan the work and work the plan to lay the foundation for a secure future for our lodge. Good Masons in times gone by laid the foundation for our lodge that survives today. Now we must work together in these strange times to ensure that our lodge survives well into the future. In 2018, I attended the Masters and Wardens Retreat as your senior deacon and became fully indoctrinated in the Grand Lodge's Fraternity 2020 plan. In the years since, the Masters of this lodge and their wardens have reinforced the 4 pillars of that plan. Together, Worshipful Hovig, Worshipful Ray Carlson, and Worshipful Gary sought to provide rewarding member experiences through Masonic education, strengthened our ritual work to ensure that we were providing memorable and meaningful degrees, and oversaw the renovation of our dining hall, which will, when it finally opens, provide the strong hall, which will in turn strengthen our lodge. My year was to be the year that we brothers took our charitable efforts out of the lodge room and into the community to fulfill that 4th pillar of the Fraternity 2020 plan and have a positive impact on society. Construction and COVID may have pushed us out of our lodge room and kept us out, but we can still find opportunities to safely volunteer in our community at this time when our commitment to giving back is most needed. In December, despite COVID, our members reached out to their neighbors and pulled off our most successful clothing drive to date for the Midnight Mission. 2 15-foot trucks full of donations. We also held our very first annual Toys for Tots Toy Drive, and we contributed a very respectable amount of toys for those in need in this holiday season. I personally have been a supporter of the Marine Corps' Toys for Tots program for over 20 years, but this year I particularly enjoyed giving my gunnery sergeant contact a hard time over the Marine Corps just, quote, looking for good men, while we Masons take on the hard work of making good men better. Our challenge going forward into 2021 under quarantine restrictions is to maintain our charitable momentum and volunteer as individuals and in small groups in the community as safely and as often as possible. To that end, we've empowered the charity committee with a new chairman. Worshipful Joe Workman has graciously agreed to serve as our charity officer this year, and will work diligently to identify opportunities for us to volunteer with worthy causes each month. Hopefully in this way, we can experience some of that brotherly love and camaraderie that we all miss so much. I've also officially appointed an almoner for our lodge. Brother Levi Quintana will officially oversee outreach to our elderly or infirm brothers and our Masonic widows. Your 3 lights have already committed to taking turns assisting Brother Levi in this outreach. In the months to come, I'll be calling on my appointed officers and other lodge members to take their turns. I hope that each of you will join us in our efforts to take care of our own. This past winter, Grand Lodge unveiled the Fraternity 2025 plan, which includes new mission and vision statements. The vision statement identifies our fraternity's collective goal for 2050, the world in harmony, most worshipful wise called the world we hope to see and help bring about. I take this to heart. The new mission statement is building peace and understanding through friendship, service, and self-improvement. That's a lot. We still have some work to do to strengthen the foundations of the Fraternity 2020 plan. I've appointed a new strategic planning committee to help work out how we will implement the 3 pillars of the Fraternity 2025 plan: true friendships, diversity and harmony, and positive awareness. The good news is that as a lodge, we already have a head start. As a group, we need to be creative while working within the Grand Lodge, state, county, and city safety guidelines to strengthen our pre-COVID friendships and create virtual and in-person opportunities to establish new friendships among our members. I encourage our longer-term members to reach out to members whose progress to Master Mason has been stalled, and particularly to our prospect, Miles Newman, who joins us here tonight, despite almost a year to the Masonic journey. 5 years ago, I walked a stated dinner after 3 months of driving past weather-worn to B1 Ask One sign on Manhattan Beach Boulevard. I finally called the number, and Worshipful Ralph Kustner invited me to the dinner the following night. What I remember most about that first dinner, Brother Kevin O'Connor seeing me enter, standing up and crossing the room to welcome me and shake my hand. At every stated dinner since, I've tried to pay that kindness forward to any new faces I see and ones that I have not seen in a while. I'm sure that Lodge has experienced a similar kindness from a fellow Mason that he can pay forward to any future Masons we may encounter while out in our community this coming year. This is, after all, how true friendships begin, with a simple hello and a smile, even if, for the time being, it's behind a mask. The second pillar of the Fraternity 2025 plan is diversity and harmony. Here again, Beach Cities has the advantage. Our current progressive line of officers really reflects the diversity of our membership in age, race, occupation, and many other ways. And our newest members and future officers are an even more diverse group. Harmony is a moving target and a challenge for any group that continues to grow and add members. But I firmly believe that the key to harmony is common goals. And keeping laser focus on the 3 pillars of the Fraternity 2025 plan can only foster even more harmony in our lodge. The third pillar, positive awareness, can only come about being more visible in our community. That many of our members prefer to do our good deeds quietly behind closed doors and are loath to toot our own horns. But this is where my new public relations committee and my 15 years of running a successful PR company in New York come into play. This year, we will be coordinating our lodge's print and social media, as well as leveraging the social networks of our most active members to promote awareness of the good works that we already do in our community. In closing, I want to take a moment to explain my pin for 2021. Many of you know that I'm an avid gardener, but more than that, I wanted to provide our members a bright spot during the dark days of COVID, that it's meant to spark conversations when we're out and about. The flowers actually signify that Masonry stood patiently by me in all the cities where I've lived until I finally joined right here at Beach Cities Lodge. The white Sampaguita is a national flower of the Philippines, where my grandfathers and godfather practiced the craft. And the blue forget-me-not reminds me of them and those members of our lodge who have gone from labor to eternal refreshment in recent years. The white Mayflower reflects my college years in Boston, where I first met younger Masons who were active in the community. The roses represent Washington, D.C. and New York, where I live next door to the Scottish Rite Temple and the Grand Lodge in New York. In all of those cities, I met and knew many men who were Masons, but I did not yet understand that their commitment to our craft was an essential part of what I admired about them. Lastly, the orange California poppy represents that my personal Masonic journey began right here in Manhattan Beach. Finally, that's the word you've all been waiting for, I began this speech with a quote from Charles Spurgeon. Begin as you mean to go on. And I will end it with the lesser-known second half of that quote, and my charge to all my officers for this year, go on as you began. Thank you all again for being here tonight. And now, for a few, by Masonic standards anyway, oh, thank you. I forgot to write pause for applause. And now, for a few introductions, by Masonic standards anyway, and acknowledgements. I'd like to say that I really appreciate everyone taking time out of their day to join us in the Zoom call as well as on the YouTube live stream. And I'll apologize in advance if I accidentally leave anyone out. Know that I truly appreciate your support. So first, I'd like to acknowledge all of the past masters of Beach Cities Lodge number 753. You are truly the brethren who have gone this way before me in this unique role of leading our lodge. Your hard work and dedication laid the foundation for the healthy lodge of today that I am humbled to be leading forward into 2021. In the January Trestle Board, I've started what I hope will become a tradition for our lodge moving forward of highlighting a past master of the month so that the brethren can catch up on where you are now and benefit, as I intend to do, from your wise counsel. Thank you for being with us today. Now, I would like to acknowledge the community leaders who have joined us today, like Amy Howard, the former mayor of Manhattan Beach, who has been so personally supportive of my Masonic journey. Also with us today is the Honorable Suzanne Hadley, the current mayor of Manhattan Beach, who's joined us today. And Suzanne, I offer you the floor for any comments you may have.
Thank you, Worshipful Master Joseph Ungoco. Great job. Oh my goodness, I feel so privileged to be a part of this. First of all, my grandfather was a Mason, and I feel I only now, on my mom's side, I only now better understand some of the symbols and the history. I did a little research on my own. I believe the Masons are the oldest civic organization in the world, dating back to the Middle Ages, which is just fantastic. And I feel fortunate as the current mayor of Manhattan Beach to have the Beach Cities Mason Lodge in our city boundaries. So welcome, congratulations on your new renovation, which I think is perfectly timed for a grand opening in 2021. Everyone will be really looking forward to social gatherings as soon as the vaccine is widely distributed. So you're well timed for that. I love the Beach Cities tie-in because the South Bay is wonderful, and I love that that brotherly love that you extend to our beach cities. I'd like to congratulate everyone, starting with Joseph Ungoco, the Worshipful Master, but also the Tyler stewards, marshal, deacons, chaplain, secretary, treasurer, the wardens, and the master. I think it's fantastic. You had me at George Washington and Ben Franklin, I think. But given just the national tumult and the elections and some civil disturbances, these are just some of the nouns that I wrote down that I've heard during this meeting that honestly, if everyone in our nation were a Mason, we'd be better off. I'm just so encouraged by the role models that you all are displaying. We need them more than ever. So I've heard, and these are just a few: humility, respect, propriety, temperance, harmony, skill, unity, honor, peace, kindness, and gratitude. And oh my goodness, this is what the world needs. So I admire you. I respect you. I'm delighted to be a tiny part of it today. I look forward to more in the future. I admire the good works. I have told Joseph, who is a friend of mine here in Manhattan Beach, to toot your own horn a little bit. 50 scholarships for need-based higher education. That's incredible. Toys for Tots. Let's get some of that. We got free media in Manhattan Beach. Let's get some of that good news out there to the community and toot your own horn. And as a city leader, I am grateful that you're opening your lodge to coffee with a cop, perhaps, meet the mayor, those types of things, which is very, very generous of you, because public space is at a premium in the crowded beach cities. So I'll wrap it up. Joseph, congratulations. Congratulations to all the officers. I look forward to working with you while I'm mayor, and well done. I admire you more than you know. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. Now, I'm pleased to acknowledge the presiding officers of Bellflower York Rite, where I'm a very active member, Worshipful Gary Sturm, Our newly minted junior past master wears another hat, one with a lot of feathers on it. He's the newly minted commander of Golden West Commandery, number 43 of Knights Templar. Worshipful Keith White is also joining us. He's the new illustrious master of Shekinah Council, number 35, Cryptic Masons. And Worshipful Robert Geiger, the excellent high priest of Triple Tau chapter number 33 of Royal Archmasons, is also with us this evening. I'd also like to acknowledge Worshipful Kenneth G. Hope, Knight York Cross of Honor, 33rd degree, Honorary Past Grand High Priest of Royal Archmasons, Honorary Past Grand Illustrious Master of Cryptic Masons, and Honorary Past Grand Commander of Knights Templar. Worshipful Ken has been such an inspiration to me and a wonderful mentor on my York Rite journey. I'd also like to acknowledge a few of the past potentates of the shrine who joined us this evening. Worshipful Seth Bedoyan, who served in 2020, and Beach City's own Worshipful Scott Shaw and Worshipful Guy Richmond. Thank you for being with us tonight. Now, I would like to thank all of the masters and masters-elect who attended today, and special congratulations, no favoritism, but a little bit, to the masters of El Segundo, Southern California, and Redondo Lodges. I look forward to working with you this year to make our district, 632, a model for implementing the Grand Lodge's Fraternity 2025 plan. To all my fellow masters and masters-elect. And now, a special thank you to all the spouses and partners of my officers and lodge members. Without your continued support, the men of Beach City's Lodge could not continue our journey toward becoming better men. Thank you for your support. I'd also like to acknowledge our golden veterans who have spent more than 50 years in the craft, like Beach City's own Worshipful Neil Simmons, who's a past master at Morningside Park 742. I believe he served in 1975. So special acknowledgement for all of our Golden Veteran Award winners. And I would like to recognize all of the Hiram Award recipients who are present, who are too many to name here individually, but please know that you set a shining example to all of us, wherever we are in our own personal Masonic journeys. To earn the respect of your peers for your commitment and continued support of your lodge without seeking recognition is a model Masonic journey to which we should all aspire. Bravo. Thank you. Finally, I would like to recognize all the past masters of other lodges who joined us today. In particular, I'd like to recognize Worshipful Nick Mitchell, past master of Southern California Lodge number 529, and our former district inspector, for helping Beach Cities to establish and maintain a very high standard in our ritual. We have a very high bar to live up to. I would also like to recognize the past masters of the lodges of the 632nd district. Like our past masters at Beach Cities, your hard work and dedication to your lodges has set a solid foundation for us, the masters of 2021, to lead our lodges toward the goals of the Fraternity 2025 plan, toward a world in harmony in 2050 and beyond. Thank you for being here today. Now, I believe I've been passed a note that we are jumping ahead to the presentations for Beach Cities, and then we'll circle back to the AGL for his introductions of Grand Lodge. So,
Gabriel.
At this point, I now offer the floor to Brother Gabriel Agopian for a presentation to Worshipful Gary Stern.
Thank you, Worshipful. I would like to congratulate you. And also, I would like to congratulate all the officers installed today. And I would like to thank, and starting with the most worshipful Arthur Weiss, our Grandmasters, and all the Grand Lodge officers attending today's our meeting. And I would like to thank also our Mayor, Honorable Suzanne. And at this time, on behalf of the Worshipful Master and officers and the Brethren of Beach Cities Lodge, I have few presentation to our Worshipful Gary Sturm. Starting with his past master card. Anybody sees this?
Hold it in front of me. Hold it in front of me.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. And his gold card, I don't think you guys are gonna able to see it, but and his past master certification, and because it's white, it doesn't show, but let me do it this way. Anyway, and also we'd like to present and thank you to him to being our master last year, and unfortunately, because of the pandemic, he couldn't able to do so much, but whatever he do, we are greatly appreciated to him. Somehow we're going to present it to this awards to you, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Brother Gabriel, Brethren of Beach Lodge, Worshipful Master. Congratulations to you. It was my true pleasure to serve Beach Cities Lodge number 753 in the capacity that I was able to this year. Like Gabriel said, there was a lot that was left undone, but I'm really looking forward to 2021 and getting behind Joseph and all of his officers and really helping out and being there for whatever the lodge needs and serving our community in the city of Manhattan Beach. And thank you so much for allowing me to serve it. It was truly the great honor of my life. Thank you, brethren.
Worshipful Master, at this time, I would like to call our worshipful brother, Guy Richmond, for his next presentation.
Most worshipful Grand Lodge officers, Worshipful Ungoco, and all of our officers of Beach Cities Lodge, our past masters, and all of our brethren. It's my pleasure as president of the Dinty Moore Trust Fund to continue the tradition and present our retiring master with a life membership to our lodge. So Gary, Worshipful Sturm, I'm just thrilled. It was a tough year. I wish we could have seen you a little more in your leading loafers or whatever you call those German things. But anyway, congratulations, and you are a life member now at Beach Cities Lodge.
Thank you very much, Guy, and also to the Dinty Moore Trust. I want to thank you very much for the life membership to the lodge. And I guarantee that you will see me in my Lederhosen again in September of this year when Joseph has an Oktoberfest. And everybody that is on this Zoom meeting will be invited to that Oktoberfest festival. Wiedersehen.
Very good. I have a few more presentations, and I just want to make sure that our lodge brothers all know that all these presentations were enthusiastically and unanimously voted on in our of the board of directors of the Dinty Moore Trust. And this goes towards the next one. The next couple are toward the remodel of our building, and we feel very proud and happy to have had a big hand in financing that, and we're thrilled about the outcome. Our lodge is modern now and looks great, and we can't wait to use it. It started way back many years ago. A lot of people thought about it, and finally we had some masters of the lodge who really got Worshipful Heron and Workman and Worshipful Antavian and Rob Ray, Worshipful Rob Ray, and all Worshipful Trubrisky. So many people did so much to get it there, and luckily they're all past masters of our lodge, so they already have life memberships. So we don't need to buy all those guys for their dedicated. But we do have some members that dedicated many, many, many hours. And unfortunately, I know a lot of people are involved, and we can't give everybody life memberships, but there are a couple that I would like to recognize. And one is a guy who works in the business. He worked so many hours to get this to come through to fruition. And sent back trucks of concrete because it didn't have the right consistency and all that sort of thing. I mean, we at least may not agree with every decision, but we got a real high quality product here. And so the first one, I would like to present a life membership to Brother Mario Salas.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank you. You deserve
Thank you, brother guy.
Thank you
Very much. Thank you.
Thank you for all you did. And next, for the same reasons, I think he works right side by side with you, Mario, is Brother Jerry Finley. He is a life member of Beach Cities Lodge now also.
Thank you. I'm very honored.
Thank you. Thank you for all you did. Okay, now there's one more that I hadn't said to very few people. And it's just a close one because we're blessed with having a younger lodge and a lot of young past masters, and just keeping everybody together and on the same page is really a challenge, I think, sometimes, especially when you're doing such a big job like this.